Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right, the investments that the Giants have used have changed their defense. Now, this is from Nick Filato. He does a very good job. He's always very, very thorough. All his articles are like long, real long. But what he's talking about here, okay, is the the money that the Giants have shelled out, specifically, I guess, in free agency, that have helped change the Giants' defense overall. And that they have done. They I mean, right? You look. I mean, between like Carrickay, right? Barnesy, right? Holland, Daboll. They've spent some money. That is for darn sure. Gotta find this. Up. Yep. Here we go. All right. Turning the tide, how investments have changed the Giants' defense. Giants have fortified their secondary, adding depth and adding depth in the trenches. Schoen wasted little time signing one of the younger, more promising cornerbacks on the market, Paulson Daboll. He's only 25 years old. Signed a 3-year, $54 million contract, including $15 million signing bonus. Daboll is now the 14th highest paid cornerback in the league. Let's see. Of course, then we talk about obviously early in the second day of free agency, the Giants signed Javon Holland, which with 3-year deal, $45 million. Said Kayvon put on his recruiting cap and helped convince his former Oregon Duck teammate to take his talents to East Rutherford. Right, he did. Because we lost Pinnock, but I'll tell you what, Holland's definitely an upgrade, without question. We lost, well, we didn't lose Banks. We got moved over to the second, but we certainly upgraded. But we lost Adoree Jackson to the Eagles. But we brought in a Daboll, so that's a huge upgrade right there. So we upgraded at safety. We upgraded at the cornerback position. Let's see. Holland, who many believe was the top safety on the market, replaces Pinnock. And now we got Holland next to Newman, giving the Giants a secondary nickel package of Holland, Newman, Daboll, Banks, and Phillips, all 25 years or younger. Don't forget about Flott. He's only 23 years old as well. So, I mean, we got a young secondary. I'm not saying we're top 5 or nothing like that, but we should have a very good secondary, and they're young. And if we bring in Hunter, or if we go out and grab a cornerback in the second round, something like that, we even bolster it even more. So, let's see. Obviously, New York's defensive structure and organization felt the sting of McKinney's departure. So, putting Holland in there is huge. So the Giants beefed up the front, parting ways with Azeez Ojulari is unfortunate. His health issues always plagued him throughout his time with New York. Ojulari had 42 pressures and set the Giants' rookie sack record in 2021, but failed to play more than 500 snaps over the next 3 seasons. New York opted to get stronger in the trenches to replace Ojulari. They signed Chauncey Golston to replace with a 3-year deal, $19.5 million. Golston is larger, longer, and more physical than Ojulari. Most notably, Golston's size and the trajectory of his production. The 27-year-old is a shade under 6'5", 270 pounds. Golston is a taller, much better version of what the Giants wanted what they wanted Boogie Basham to be. Golston is quick enough to play edge and be a commanding presence in the run game from the 5 technique outside, and big enough to kick inside during passing situations. Golston had 37 pressures and 5.5 sacks last season with the Cowboys. He offers effort and energy while toughening the trenches and offering a larger, more physical body type that is more resistant to bullying. Golston, as the third edge rusher behind Thibodeau and Burns, forms a solid and diverse trio of pass rushers. Yes, it does. Giants also added Roy Robinson Harris, Jeremiah Ledbetter for depth on the defensive line, special teams, and linebackers. New York invested in their special teams linebacker with Chris Board, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles signing. Right. Both players have defense experience and slightly more than just special teams assets. And then don't forget about Dimukiji, right? Brought him in too for special teams too. Board, who we signed last week, who's 29, has played more than 1,000 snaps on defense and is a good athlete with coverage ability. However, he's played less than 500 defensive snaps over the last 3 seasons. He spent 2024 with the Ravens and the previous 2 seasons with the Patriots and Lions. The first 4 years of his career were also spent in Baltimore. Flanagan Fowles is 28 years old and has played 628 defensive snaps over 5 seasons with the 49ers. He missed a third of his tackles in 2024, which is not good, but is more of a fixture on special teams despite starting 3 games for the 49ers last season. Let's see. I appreciate the additions for Gabriel, our special teams coordinator. Flanagan Fowles will have to earn his roster spot against Darius Muasau and Deontay Johnson, who was also retained this offseason. Board signed a 2-year, $5.7 million deal. And the Giants still need to strengthen the spine of their defense, specifically next to Dexter Lawrence, yeah. But the addition of Golston is a solid start to gaining toughness in the trenches. 2025 NFL draft is deep in the defensive line. So look for the Giants in the first few rounds to hit the defensive tackle. And the Giants currently possess 4 selections in the top 100 and 5 in the top 105. So look for the Giants in those first, I would be, hopefully in the first 2 days of the draft, give themselves a defensive tackle. Holland and Daboll are both massive upgrades over the Giants' 2024 personnel. They both understand how to create turnovers. Couple them with Newman's college experience intercepting passes, and maybe the Giants can record more than 5 interceptions, what they had at 5. Absolutely freaking pathetic. Not one guy had more than 1. 5 guys had 1. It's just unbelievable. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. For this all to be actualized close to its potential, the Giants offense must find a competent signal caller who can keep the offense on script and the defense off the field. That's a tall task at this point in free agency. Schoen should swing away at quarterback in hopes of finding someone who can make the Giants competitive again. Their defense is primed to compete, albeit still not quite there, but they must figure out their quarterback situation. Now, the thing is, like, especially with the Giants on their defense, if we pick up Kayvon's 5th-year option, right? We got Burns for next season, 2026. We got Dexter. We got a Karakay, McFadden, with Kayvon, right? We got Phillips. We got Banks. We got a Daboll. We got Newman. We got Howell. We have our defense for next season too. So right? So we're not losing half the team next year or this. No, we're still around. They're still young. They'll still be around. So anything we're adding, we'll be adding anything in the draft this season. We're adding but we'll also be adding for the following season too. So between this year and next year, if we can add a couple more really good, solid pieces to that defense, the defense could be really good. Really, really good. So we just need our offense to be good too. Yeah.